The £500 is the plans that we inherited. So the spring budget, the last budget from Jeremy Hunt in spring 2024, compared with the plans that I set out yesterday for this Parliament. We have brought in record investment over the last few months to the UK, including at the International Investment Summit last year, where we brought in over £60 billion worth of investment. I recognise that any tax change has consequences. Inflation was out of control and there was so much uncertainty that businesses didn't have the confidence to invest. So we have drawn a line under that economic mismanagement. It did require a number of difficult decisions.
I recognise how it looks to people, said Rachel Reeves when confronted about accepting £876 worth of free concert and theatre tickets. But is recognition without genuine remorse enough from someone who holds the nation's purse strings? In this video, we're breaking down the Chancellor's controversial Freebies scandal and asking whether someone who accepts VIP treatment while preaching fiscal responsibility has lost touch with the reality faced by working families across Britain. Before the scandal erupted, Rachel Reeves had meticulously fashioned herself as the people's champion in Westminster. Walking the halls of power with carefully chosen words about fiscal discipline, she repeatedly positioned herself as the antithesis to conservative excess. "We will make different choices" became her mantra.
The scale of the challenge and how the path ahead is harder and steeper than we could have envisaged on the 4th of July. I thought it was right to be open and honest, but also set out a path to bring stability back to the public finances. I know we can bring that investment back to Britain to grow our economy, to improve living standards and bring good jobs, paying decent wages right across our country.
Okay, so let's look at your growth strategy. I mean, what is your plan?
We need to boost investment, both public and private. The Treasury that I now run needs to take into account the benefits, not just the costs of investment, and we need to leverage in that private sector investment.
A promise whispered into the ears of struggling Britons who desperately wanted to believe someone in government understood their plight. During the cost of living crisis, Reeves seized every opportunity to demonstrate her supposed connection to ordinary citizens. With television cameras rolling, she visited food banks and community centres, nodding sympathetically as families described choosing between heating and eating. Her speeches brimmed with statistics about inflation and energy costs, not as abstract numbers, but framed as the lived reality of millions. This wasn't just political strategy, it was identity crafting at its most calculated. The early days of her chancellorship followed this same carefully plotted course. Media appearances featured Reeves explaining complex economic policies in accessible language, positioning herself as a translator between the ivory towers of economic theory and the kitchen tables where British families counted pennies. Prudent financial management wasn't just her policy, it was her personal brand, woven into every public statement and parliamentary response. What made Reeves's image particularly potent was her consistent criticism of her predecessors. She lambasted Conservative ministers for their detachment from reality, their wasteful spending on vanity projects, while families struggled. The implicit message was clear. Unlike them, she understood value, sacrifice, and responsibility. She knew what it meant to make tough choices because she understood what ordinary people faced daily. Her careful choreography extended to social media.
There's a clear change of tone at conference. You know, the doom and gloom is sort of giving away to a bit more of the future. I mean, how happy and optimistic are you feeling now?
I've never been more optimistic about our country's future. And the last few years, instability and chaos has held back our country, but now we are returning stability to our public finances and we're making the pro-business, the pro-growth reforms. Well, I had a choice to make when I learnt of the inheritance and the £22 billion black hole in the public finances. I could have either continued with the Conservative approach of covering that up, or I could have been honest and transparent with people.
Where photos of Reeves in casual settings, shopping at local markets, using public transport, reinforced her every-person credentials. These weren't random snapshots, but calculated efforts to cement her image as someone who lived in the real world, not the privileged bubble that had supposedly consumed her political opponents. The crowning achievement of this image-building campaign was her emergence as a trusted voice during economic uncertainty. Opinion polls showed growing confidence in her economic stewardship, with many voters citing her apparent understanding of kitchen table issues as a primary reason for their support. She had successfully positioned herself as Britain's sensible financial guardian, someone who would watch every pound of public money as carefully as families watched their household budgets. The security shield that suddenly materialized around Rachel Reeves crumbled upon the slightest scrutiny. When confronted about her VIP treatment at concerts and theaters, Reeves revealed an unexpected justification. "My life has changed a lot. With it does come security concerns that I'm not able like I was in the past, just to buy tickets for a concert and sit with my family." According to her explanation, these security concerns somehow translated into accepting £600 box seats, not available for public purchase, as a necessary accommodation rather than a luxury perk. This raises an obvious question. Do genuine security concerns require the most expensive seats in the house? Many public figures, with far higher profiles, routinely attend events without commandeering VIP boxes. Cabinet ministers, celebrities with stalkers, and even royalty frequently purchase standard tickets and arrange appropriate security without the need for exclusive boxes or complimentary admission. More troubling is the pattern that emerged. This wasn't a one-off security exception, but a series of freebies, multiple entertainment events where Reeves accepted exclusive treatment while families across Britain counted pennies. The Chancellor's sudden security concerns seemed to materialize precisely when expensive entertainment was on offer. Only after public outrage reached a fever pitch did Reeves finally address the controversy. Her reluctant admission showed all the hallmarks of damage control rather than transparent governance. "I do recognize how it, looks to, people." The hesitation in her voice betrayed the uncomfortable position of someone caught enjoying luxuries they once criticized others for accepting. While promising, "I'm not intending to take concert tickets in the future," Reeves notably carved out exceptions for what she deemed necessary. "If it's related to my job, and it's something that I need to do in my job, like I'm going to a formal dinner or a formal, event, of course you have to accept hospitality," she claimed. This convenient carve-out preserves her access to other forms of VIP treatment while appearing to make a concession. Her justification rested on a supposedly difficult balancing act. "It is a balancing act, in my job to try and be a good parent and also do my job, with some of the security challenges that I face in the job now." Yet this framing misses the point entirely. The issue was never about attending events, but about accepting expensive freebies while preaching fiscal responsibility to struggling citizens. When the guardian of the nation's purse strings fails to recognize the ethical implications of accepting freebies, we witness more than just poor judgment. We see the unraveling of public trust. This ticket scandal strikes at the heart of democratic governance, creating a chasm between Reeves and the citizens she claims to represent. The erosion of confidence doesn't merely affect Reeves personally, it ripples through our institutions, making consensus building on crucial matters nearly impossible. Those struggling with daily financial hardships perceive a fundamental betrayal when their supposed advocate appears oblivious to ordinary concerns. The true damage isn't calculated in pounds, but in lost faith, a currency far more valuable and much harder to restore.